Let's do. What's going on, everybody? Tim from Tierfon Orbital. This is just going to be a very quick rundown video on a original Tierfon Hilt that I just dropped a couple of days ago. This is a dark side take on the Cimmerian Nova. I don't know if you'd call it a clan hilt. It's close to a clan hilt. It's kind of like an amalgamation between a clan and I really don't know what else. I just kind of let inspiration take me and made the hilt. But people seem to be happy with it, and I mean, I'm happy with it. So there were a number of folks asking if a dark side version would be possible or a blacked out version, and I thought, you know, I mean, it is. Anything's possible. So if I had enough requests, I would do a run for them. So I did. I made a prototype, and we'll see if anybody wants any of them, right? So it's on my Etsy now. But yeah, so it's essentially the Cimmerian Nova, unweathered, but all blacked out. The guys over at Custom Saber Shop have an amazing powder coating process. So what I ended up doing was just getting all of the parts powder coated in matte black. There are some small other tweaks to the hilt that are different between this one and the Cimmerian Nova. Yeah, I'm happy with the end result. So I'm calling this the Eclipsed Nova for reasons, and we're just going to talk about it really quick, and maybe I'll throw a blade in it, and we'll be on our way, right? So let's get a look at it. Here it is. This is the Eclipsed Nova, I'm calling it. So same body as the Cimmerian Nova, but everything has been powder coated in that nice matte black. I really like the way that Custom Saber Shop powder coats. It's super sturdy, feels great. So anyway, same pommel cap. On my original, I do have a custom D-ring with that magnetized flip action, but on this one I just put a Covertec ring or Covertec wheel. This is threaded to the pommel section itself, so it's super secure. You can actually wear this on a Covertec belt and run around with it and do all the things that, you know, Jedi need to do with a Covertec wheel. So making our way up, I do have the same steel baffling that I put on the originals. Heat stained that a little bit. I do have different buttons. Sorry. So I do have a different aux button on this one. This is just your standard 8mm aux button with a red cap. And around the front as the main, it's that same KR pixel switch. I really love those. Different take on an AV switch. I'm not a very... I hate AV switches, honestly. So anything that's a little bit different to me, is better than a giant AV switch. So this is a little different. It's its own blade. It has its own animations that can be changed in the config. There is a knurled hex thumb screw up here. This is like a gunmetal hex screw. I found this in Custom Saber Shop's website, like buried deep down in the screw section. I didn't even know they had this in black, and it looks awesome on this hilt. I really like the way it looks. And that's pretty much it. So making our way inside, this is the same chassis as my Cimmerian Nova, but there's one different tweak, right? So with the Cimmerian Nova, I do have these LED or Neopixel strips, but they're like surface mounted. So I made channels in the original and just laid those Neopixel strips down in the channel, and I made my wiring behind the speaker. With this particular chassis, I actually printed the chassis in translucent resin, okay? Made channels inside of the chassis for these Neopixel strips. So the channels are accessible behind this speaker. So I could wire up my Neopixel strips, then slide them into these channels. So essentially, these Neopixel strips are embedded in the chassis. And because I printed in translucent, I taped off the area where the Neopixels are, made a pass with matte black, then made a pass with buff and rub, made my accent painting on the greeblies and everything, and then removed the masking, and we have Neopixel shine through. But they're baked into the chassis. So I'm really happy with the way it came out, right? And you can kind of see, not so much, you know, with the red, you can really tell with the red, you get like shine through in that grid. I really dig that. So Proffie V2, we've got an 18650 battery, removable, and a kill switch right here. 28mm speakers from Saber Merchant, and that, you know, this is that engine greebly that I designed for the original but I did that one in like a gunmetal, right? So let's come back down. I don't know that we need to put a blade in it. Why not, right? I always love throwing a blade in a lightsaber. So, as I said, this is going to be on my Etsy. I've got, I think I opened up 3 slots for builds. When they fill up, I'll do those, and if people want more, I'll open up more slots. So, there you have it. So the KR Pixel switch has its own blade, and it clashes as well. I think I've got nothing but grayscale fonts on here. Okay, that's enough. So, I think that's it. I don't want to do a crazy walkthrough. It's just showing off the new version of this hilt. So if anyone's interested, let me know. If you have any questions about it, please don't be a stranger. And with that being said, listen, everybody, I do want to say also thanks for your support. This community's been awesome, and I appreciate the love, everybody. So if you have any questions, please don't be a stranger. I'm pretty active on the Lightsaber Discord. I'm kind of on Facebook. Not a big fan of Facebook, but I'm usually around. So if anyone wants to reach out to me, don't be a stranger. All right, thanks, everybody. May the Force be with you. Always.